start using contracts right away from the start.
Yeah.
Don't be a Kayla.
Don't be me. Don't be me. Don't fuck up the intro. Just kidding.
Welcome back to another episode of the Humble Hustle Podcast. We are your hosts, Nick and Kayla.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
We are coming off a deep chat / catch up. So we've been here since the morning.
And we've done nothing.
We've done one episode with a guest, and the other literally probably 3.5, 4 hours we've just been talking. So.
Well, we were supposed to record a few weeks ago, but we had to cancel.
Yeah, I had to cancel.
So in reality, I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a while. We haven't recorded in a while. If you haven't noticed by now, we've been batching episodes, making the most of our time together. So we had a phone call, a brief one this weekend, but we hadn't caught up in a while.
Actually, I will say I tried to call you multiple times just to say hey.
Well, you have?
Yeah.
When?
No, you texted me after, oh, sorry I missed your call, yada yada.
Oh yeah,
But,
I've been shooting constantly.
I was literally just calling to say hi.
Oh my God.
But she didn't answer.
I'll be better. I know, I'm the worst. I don't if I am shooting or if I'm in the middle of something, I don't usually answer my phone.
Oh, yeah, no, when you're shooting, you should.
I don't know. Especially if it's a random number, I get so many spam calls recently.
Same.
I just never answer. I rely on people leaving voicemails because I'm I don't know what you need from me, but I can't answer right now.
See, I've become, I feel like I'm an old person now. I'm a phone caller.
Oh, God.
In college, I was a FaceTimer, and now I'm a phone caller.
A phone caller, Aiden. Aiden's always fucking calling me, and I never answer him either. So don't feel bad. If I'm in the middle of something, I just don't answer. It just is what
I don't know.
it is.
There's a few people, some people I still FaceTime, but one of my best friends lives in Boston. We'll just call each other I don't know, once a week, once every other week, just to be what's up?
Yeah.
And just talk.
Yeah.
So I'm just so used to just phone call, catch ups.
I need to be better about it. Maybe next time I'm in the car on my way to or from a shoot, I'll call you.
That's honestly usually when I did try to call you.
Okay.
It was I'm about to drive for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Let me see if she's available.
That's a really good way to pass the time when you're on a drive, because I can only listen to so many podcasts and so much music.
I love talking to people on the phone in the car.
Sometimes my mom, if I'm coming home late from a shoot and she sees me, she has my location. So if she sees me driving, she'll call me, and it's the sweetest thing ever. I love it so much. She's so cute. Because I don't talk to my parents all that frequently throughout the day. We'll text occasionally, but my fiance will talk to his parents multiple, to his mom mostly, multiple times a day. And I'm I just don't do that.
Yeah, I don't.
We're just busy people. Yeah. But next time I promise I'll answer. I'll call you more. You heard it here first.
We'll see.
But anyways, we have a pretty interesting and nuanced topic of contracts.
Yes.
We have touched on it before, but we figured it's worth doing a quicker episode on, just to talk about how we handle contracts, and kind of some of our processes with that. Because obviously having a contract is very important, and we want to emphasize the importance of it, but also, talk about maybe some of the different clauses that you can have, and where to even get them. And I've admitted this before. In the beginning, I didn't do contracts, which is crazy.
It's so wild to think about.
Do not recommend. It's very important to have a contract, and now I have it in place with all of my clients, whether they are, regulars or with just one-offs, because it's just good for all parties involved to have all the details outlined, and covers your ass if something is to go sideways. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much I guess covers the importance of it, is we've both experienced difficult clients before, and to be able to have the contract to reference if something does go wrong, is very important.
Yeah, I said all that, but I'm the one now that has a client with no contract. It is not my intentional doing. If I had it my way, we would have a contract. Mm-hmm. My client is stubborn.
Yep.
and refuses to do it. Fortunately, we worked out something that, I mean, we're essentially just relying on blind trust here. That's like the gist of it. But I mean, so far both sides have held up their end. Who knows how?
Gotten paid, right?
Yeah, I've gotten paid.
That's
so
what
like
matters.
that's all that matters, I guess. But
Yep.
Who knows how long this will last?
Yeah.
With
Actually,
no contracts.
I forgot to tell you, I had a client recently. I think I told you about the new clients, a new construction company I worked with. I did the shoot a couple months ago, and I sent them the contract probably like a week before the shoot. And I was communicating with one of like the employees of the company, and the owner reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you know, some of these terms in the contract I'm not comfortable with."
Yeah, I think you did say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because the shoot was like coming up really soon, he was like, "Can we operate on good faith for this one and then discuss, you know, moving forward in the future for future projects? Just can we like rework some of the wording?" And I was like, "Of course, I'm flexible to work with you on some of the terms." But I made sure to tell him, you know, it was only photos. So I was like, "I'm just not going to be able to send you the downloadable link for the photos until I receive the payment." And he was like, "That's fine." Still have not received the payment. So they have not gotten a download link.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's been a while. Like, they've been emailing me back and forth. Like, they recently just asked me, like, to confirm the address to send the check to. So I assume it's coming soon. But have not received the payment yet. So they are not getting the downloadable link until I get that payment. And that's just how the cookie crumbles in that situation. So, like, if you do have that instance where they don't want to sign a contract, you got to decide, you know, is this person trustworthy? Can I move forward and operate without a contract? Is it worth it? And decide whether you're comfortable with that.
At the end of the day, I feel like I should not have done it. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna say I made a mistake, but if I was truly trying to do things the right way, in retrospect, I really should not have agreed to let that happen. Because we were dealing with a lot of money.
What was his or her pushback to it?
God, I don't even remember anymore. Like, I genuinely don't remember.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You had worked with this person before?
Yep, we worked with them once before, and we did sign a contract. And I was like, "What's the big deal?"
Yeah, it's the same thing, right?
It was literally the same thing.
So weird. So weird.
And like when you're dealing with like a couple $100, who cares? Mm-hmm. We were dealing with significantly more than that, and it was so like if for some reason that didn't go well, I would have lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. And then you don't really have any grounds legally to
zero grounds. Like it's like sorry.
Not that you'd ever want to get into that, but you know you have to understand that is a possibility. I've seen it a lot in the wedding industry specifically. I feel like people have gotten into it with contracts and legal stuff, and it's definitely doesn't seem fun.
No, I hope I never have to deal with that.
Same. Knock on wood. Yeah. But just to talk a little bit about the flexibility of it, I do think it's important to hear your client out. In my personal experience, I work with a lot of different clients. So some of my clients have different needs than others. And a recent example of one of my clients, you know, we were scheduled to have a shoot last week, and we had amended the contract slightly to renegotiate the terms with rescheduling and canceling. So pretty much I usually say in my contracts, you know, you can reschedule, I think, up to 7 days before with no fee. And then if you have to reschedule again, I think it's like a $400 fee or something for rescheduling. And then if you cancel, you have to pay 50% of the remaining balance of the shoot if you completely cancel the shoot. Because the reason why we have these in place is because you're holding this date for the client. You can't book it for any other people, so you're losing out on that whole day where you could have made money elsewhere with another client. So I do feel like that's one important thing to have is a rescheduling and canceling clause somewhere in there, whatever you're comfortable with.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, there's a noise outside. It's okay.
I feel like it's like the heating, like turning on or something.
Okay.
And like the pipes in the walls creaking. I feel like that's what that is.
You don't think it's outside?
I don't think so.
Oh well. Sorry if you can hear that. It's okay. Anyways, but yeah, so we reworked some of that, and I allowed them to reschedule the shoot up to like 24 hours before. It ended up having to be rescheduled the night before, but it's circumstances that neither myself or the client could control. It's neither of our faults. So I was like, it's not a big deal. There's no repercussions. We'll reschedule and figure it out. So I do really think it's important to like hear the client out, hear their needs, their specific issues, and obviously within reason, right? If you're not comfortable with a change that they want to make, don't do it. But if it's something like that where, circumstances might change, then I think it's okay to be a little bit more flexible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think I've really had to change much in any of my contracts. Like, no one's really said, oh, I don't like this line, or I don't think I've really had that scenario happen. But if it ever did, it would, be a case by case thing. But obviously, if it's truly no one's fault, I'm not going to be firm about it.
Yeah. As long as they're rescheduling and not fully canceling, I don't see anything wrong with like moving some stuff around. The other issue that I feel like comes up is, people will go online and search, contract for XYZ, or a lot of people I've heard are using ChatGPT for legal advice. I think it's really, really important to get a solid contract from a lawyer. You got to have all of your T's crossed and your I's dotted, or whatever they say. I get mine from the legal page. I've had my lawyer write up a contract before, but the legal page has contracts specifically for our industry. So I was like, it's a no-brainer for me to just use one of these.
Makes it super simple.
So easy. And, this person in particular, her name is Paige. She was a photographer. So she knows, now she's a lawyer. So like she knows all of the different things that go into a contract for the creative industry. So that was a no-brainer for me. And they're a few $100 each contract for each template. And I just, I've changed some things around here and there to fit my needs, but they are really solid and I feel comfortable with them.
Nice.
Yeah. We should talk about licensing, right?
Oh, yeah. Wait, so we talked about it off the mic, but I forget like what we were saying.
Yeah. So pretty much in our industry, this is mostly going to apply if you're working with like larger brands.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Yeah. So in our industry, many of us who are kind of working with more smaller businesses might not have encountered this yet, but a really big thing in the photo video world is licensing and, who owns the rights to your images or your videos. So I've had some pushback with certain clients who wanted to own the rights to all of the photos and videos. I know you've experienced this too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Which is fine. I personally always want to also be able to own them and be able to post them on website, social media, use it for portfolio and things like that. So I don't know if I've ever encountered an instance where a client has said you can't post this unless it's like an NDA situation where it's like sensitive information. You've worked with me on those shoots before. Like I'm never going to post those because I signed an NDA because it's, scientific, blah, 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 whatever. We won't get into it. But you can charge a lot of money, and a lot of photographers do charge a lot of money to license, like give you a license for a specific period of time. Sometimes it's 1 year, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5. But how long are you allowing the client to own the rights to these images or these videos? And like we were saying earlier, it can get up to thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because now I remember what we were talking about, because the thing that led into that was something like Alex and I were talking about in the contracts, we now say that the client can own the content instead of us owning it, and we just get the right to use it, for our marketing purposes. That's not work for everyone. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, I still work in the product industry, does not fly in that sense. Won't work for like bigger people like in the hospitality, that type of world. Doesn't work there either. You need to charge proper licensing for that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. But with the local business things that Alex and I are doing, there's local businesses. They only care about their business and don't give a shit about learning about licensing, nor like care about, the proper things you're supposed to be doing with it.
Yep.
So to make it easier, instead of, going through that whole process with them, we might as well just be like, you know what? We'll butter them up a little more and just be like, oh, you can own it. And they're like, oh, I get to own all this? Like, that's just one extra thing you can give them.
Yep.
Like a nice little feeling. Mm-hmm. As long as you can still use it for yourself, of course.
Yes.
But like, in that sense, you could say that, yeah, we're losing out on that licensing money. And sure, we are. But I just don't care.
Right.
To go through it with them, because our model now is more like a volume game. Like, we can get a lot of clients for our things. So like, it can easily kind of balance out. But like, licensing, if you do it properly, can easily be more than like the production itself.
Yes.
It's crazy how much licensing
expensive.
can cost.
Yeah. And the reason for that, like some of the reasons are because they might be using it to run ads, or they might be planning on blowing up your photos on a huge billboard and advertising that way. Or maybe they plan on selling it to a third party. And my contracts, most of them say, like, you cannot sell these images or these videos to a third party. Meaning, like, an exception to this, some of my clients who have other companies or brands that they partner with on certain things, I will say, with the exception of XYZ brands, because they all work kind of together in conjunction. So that is one exception. You can also, like we talked about, you can co-own, so you can give them the ownership to the assets, and you can also keep ownership yourself. Again, that gives you the right to use it for your portfolio or however you would like, while also allowing the client to do the same and own the assets. Mm-hmm. And I totally agree. Like, my small businesses, they don't care. I'm going to let them own it as long as they want to. Some of my small businesses I actually still don't do contracts for. A couple of them, because they're like my OGs. Like, if you establish a mutual trust and I'm like friends with these people, I'm like, I know you're good for it. Like, you're not going to do anything crazy with this, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But it's very much a case-by-case basis. But you need to be able to talk to each client and understand, like, what do they want to do with these assets? How do they plan on using them? That's really important for you to understand, because that's going to affect the way that you write the contract. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What else? Oh, the other thing, I guess, is give them enough time to review the contract.
Oh, yeah.
I think an appropriate amount of time is like 1 to 2 weeks. Don't be sending the contract the day before, because then if they have issues and they bring those up and they don't want to sign the contract and the shoot is tomorrow, you're kind of screwed. And then you're going to be either canceling it and possibly burning a bridge, or you're going to be doing a shoot without a contract. So, I don't know.
No, I agree. Like, 1 to 2 weeks to me is completely reasonable.
Yeah. Yep. And the only time I really receive, I guess, like pushback is higher education. Like, a couple of the colleges I work with,
they're just really slow.
They are very slow. They want to redline stuff. Basically means like striking out certain language or like rearranging.
It's so annoying.
It is. It really is.
Just freaking sign.
Because I'm not, like, in my contracts, I'm not putting anything crazy in there.
No, like, most of the creative industry contracts are pretty simple.
Right.
Like, it's straightforward.
Yeah. Like, I'm not selling these to like stock image or video websites. I'm not like going to put people's faces out there like that. I really just want to be able to use them for my portfolio. And that's kind of it. So I don't personally think that there's any reason to have that many issues with the contracts that we write.
Mm-hmm.
But just make sure you're having those discussions with people, because you could really get screwed in the end if you don't have a solid contract. So
true.
Yeah. I think that's really it.
That's all for this one.
Okay. If you guys have any questions about contracts, let us know. It is kind of a scary topic to broach, but very important to like have nailed down.
Yeah.
So just let us know if you have any questions. Like, I know some people who still don't use contracts.
Start using contracts right away from the start.
Yeah.
Don't be a Kayla.
Don't be me. Don't be me. I actually got really lucky in the beginning that I didn't have any like major issues. I mean, I've had a couple like smaller clients not pay me.
With the smaller projects, the likelihood of something going wrong is pretty slim, but still.
Yep. But once you get into like medium to larger scale projects, gotta have those contracts in place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. If you have any topics to submit, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Send us a submission through the link in our bio. It's all anonymous. And please like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.